Welcome to Revenge Chronicles. The story you're about to hear takes place in Massachusetts. My name is Isabella Monroe. I'm 30 years old, and 1 month ago my own father stood up at my younger sister's wedding and erased me in front of 150 people. I was standing in the back of the ballroom behind a videographer's tripod, doing what I always do at family events, staying invisible. When my father lifted the microphone for his speech, I had this stupid, fragile hope that maybe, just once, he'd remember he had 2 daughters. Out of habit, I opened my voice memo app and pressed record. "To my daughter," he began, and my heart actually lifted. Then he laughed. "I should say my only daughter. This incredible woman up here is the pride of my life. That thing standing in the back." He gestured toward me as heads turned. "That was a mistake I made 30 years ago." The room exploded in laughter. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just looked at him, at the man who created me, and realized something important. That night, standing in cold rain outside the venue, dress soaked through, mascara running, I made a promise. This would be the last time they laugh without consequences. I made 3 phone calls and sent 1 email. 2 months later, they would all call me asking the same question: "What did you do to us?" The next morning I woke up on my couch in Boston, still wearing the ruined dress. My phone was on my chest. I pressed play. Hearing my father's voice, Charles Monroe, without the wedding noise behind it made everything sharper. Crueler. There was no misunderstanding it. I saved the file as evidence_wedding_speech. I backed it up to encrypted storage. I work in cybersecurity for hospitals. Protecting data is second nature. Yesterday it was patient records. Today it was my father's public humiliation. The first call I'd made in the rain was to my uncle, my dad's younger brother, Victor Monroe. "Isabella," he said quietly. "If you start digging into your father, you won't just find cruel jokes." "Then help me find the rest," I replied. He agreed to meet. The second call was to my college roommate, now a financial crime attorney, Naomi Clark. The third call was to myself, documenting every detail on my work phone. The email. An anonymous message to the State Procurement Integrity Office. I didn't accuse Charles Monroe of anything directly. I simply asked what a citizen should do if they suspected a major city contractor of falsifying records. At a diner in Quincy, Uncle Victor slid documents across the table. Board minutes. Old emails. Separation agreements. "Your father forced me out," he admitted. Fraud. Inflated contracts. Safety shortcuts. Charles Monroe ran Monroe Municipal Systems, a city contractor handling traffic infrastructure. If Victor was telling the truth, the company wasn't just corrupt. It was dangerous. Naomi moved fast. We combed public procurement databases. Compared timelines to accidents. Reviewed change orders signed suspiciously late on Fridays. Patterns emerged. Invoices routed through shell companies. Payments tied to vague consulting services. Bank transfers into a trust labeled L.M. L.M. was my sister, Lillian Monroe. 5 years earlier, she'd been gifted 25% of the company. My name wasn't listed anywhere. Instead, I found something else. A waiver. Signed by me at 22. Waiver of future claims to family assets. I remembered the night. Graduation dinner. Loud restaurant. My father saying it was just estate paperwork. I signed without reading. He'd cut me out legally. Then I made a mistake. I logged into my father's corporate email. Years ago, I'd helped him set up his password. He'd refused to change it. He still hadn't. I didn't delete anything. Didn't alter files. I created a forwarding rule for keywords, audit, inspection, change order. Within days, emails began arriving. We've handled your supervisor. Move the remaining funds into L.M.S. Trust. And one that made my stomach turn, family dinner Saturday. We need to bring Isabella back in line. Paperwork ready. When my mother, Margaret Monroe, invited me to dinner to clear the air, I smiled. Sure. At the restaurant, my father slid a non-disclosure agreement across the table. Sign this. Stay quiet. We'll reduce your rent. I pulled out the transcript of his wedding speech. I've shared this with an attorney and a compliance officer, I said calmly. His face went red. You've been underestimating me for 30 years, I told him. That ends now. I left the NDA unsigned. 2 days later, Lillian called. We met at my climbing gym. I didn't know about the waiver, she whispered. I showed her the shareholder registry. He bought your loyalty, I told her. She hesitated, then said something that changed everything. Mom keeps documents locked in her office drawer at the district building. She couldn't openly support me. But she handed me the key. At her office, my mother finally broke. Inside the drawer were warning letters from the city. Notices about billing discrepancies. Bank statements. Transfers from my college fund into business accounts. Attached to my waiver was a note from my father. Once this is signed, she's off the table legally. Focus on Elle's stake. She's the future. My mother had known enough. Not everything. But enough. If I give a statement, she whispered, will they go easier on me? I can't promise, I said. But the truth matters. That night I added her files to the case. The investigation officially began. 2 months after the wedding, my phone wouldn't stop vibrating. City suspends contracts with Monroe Municipal Systems pending fraud investigation. Federal investigators seize company servers. Accounts frozen. My father left furious voicemails. You destroyed your family over a joke. No. He destroyed it over greed. He took a plea deal, fraud, bribery, falsified safety reports. Prison. Uncle Victor rebuilt a clean division under strict oversight. My mother cooperated and avoided charges but resigned her job. Lillian lost her condo deposit and financial cushion. Months later, she came to my climbing gym. You were right, she said quietly. I didn't need to be right, I answered. I needed to be believed. I moved into a small apartment filled with light. I still work in cybersecurity, but now I also help whistleblowers secure evidence. People ask if I regret it. Here's the truth, my family wasn't whole. It was held together by fear and money. I didn't destroy something beautiful. I shattered an illusion. So let me ask you, if standing up for yourself meant losing the people who taught you to stay small, would you do it?